So I do sort of three separate things. I represent sort of technology companies, I represent private equity funds, and then I do M&A, and they're all connected, right? So the stuff we do for the PE funds is all mergers and acquisitions, and as I say, we eat our young with the technology companies. So we grow the local businesses, and they're being built to be sold.
Right.
So we've seen, in the last, it's since 2007, it's been a market that's just not, it continues to thrive. I mean, we're seeing multiples unprecedented. The debt markets continue to be good. The amount of private equity out there is enormous. The strategics are all doing quite well and are paying up for companies. So it's really never been a better time to sell your business. I spend a lot of my time representing companies on the sell side. So we sell a lot of entrepreneurial businesses. That's a significant piece of what I do. And I always tell people, there are a lot of people who can do what I do, but what we think we do a little bit better is we understand the entrepreneurial mindset. So if you think about a private equity fund, right? That's going to buy an entrepreneurial business. They're beholden to institutional investors. They're institutionally minded, and so the way they look at diligence, the way they look at purchase agreements, is all very sort of very formal. They'll engage accounting firms to do quality of earnings estimates. They'll have consultants for every piece of the business they don't understand. They'll do extensive legal and financial diligence. So I think for an entrepreneur, what the first thing they need to understand is that if they're being acquired, they're going to be acquired by someone who's quite different from them. And the person who's going to be the buyer is going to approach the business differently than they do. So I always say, don't think they're calling your baby ugly, because what they're doing is they're just doing diligence. And they're doing that because of the nature of who they are. So people who are strong entrepreneurs who've built successful businesses, they've been used to doing things their own way. And they've gotten their own way, and they've been successful, and they've doubled down frequently and made their business big and strong, sort of going against the tide typically. I mean, usually they're doing something that's new and different. The person who's typically going to buy that, if it's a large strategic firm like 3M or GE, I mean, they're a different animal. They're a large organization. They have hundreds of thousands of employees. They can't have cowboys out there operating any way they want. So it's a very, very unusual things that come together. And I think when you get into it, you have to tell the entrepreneur, this is what's coming. And your baby is going to be in the hands of somebody else, and you don't want to tell them too abruptly, but it's going to change. The entrepreneurial nature of a business will change once it's owned by a private equity fund or it's owned by a strategic.